Hey everyone, Maldraxxus here and welcome back to my channel. As the endgame content of Dragonflight starts to wind down, many of us find ourselves looking for new adventures. While some players will prefer to start a new game entirely, we're not here to talk about them. No, obviously not. We're here to find more fun stuff to do in WoW. One of those exciting things is collecting mounts, and what better way to do that than to delve back into the rich landscapes of Shadowlands. So grab your coffee, kick back and join me as we uncover 11 easy-to-obtain mounts from the realms of the afterlife. Alrighty, just to clarify here, all the mounts that I will show today are not Covenant specific, so you can bring any character that you own that has access to Shadowlands. For our first stop, let's visit Maldraxxus, where there are plenty of easy mounts to get. One of them is the Slime Serpent, a recolor version of the Keystone reward from BFA Season 4, and the Horrific Visions Mail Muncher. The Keystone reward is obviously no longer available, but unlike the latter, obtaining this slimy mount is just a matter of mere minutes at level 70. All you need to do is head over to the Plaguefall dungeon and set the difficulty to Heroic. Take down all 4 bosses, and thanks to our buffed up characters, soloing them shouldn't really be a problem. Luckily, you can skip most of the trash unless they are needed to trigger boss spawns. After defeating the final boss, use the teleporter to access Dominus area outside. You should be able to find the curious Slime Serpent on the far back left pool. Simply interact with it and the mount should be added directly to your collection. I tried to re-clear the whole dungeon now just to check if everything's alright, but it doesn't seem to trigger the spawn. I guess that's probably because I already have them all from Shadowlands. In any case though, it sure is a breeze to solo right now, even with a low geared max level. Alrighty, moving on, our next target is the battle-bound Warhound, which has a chance to drop from any boss in the Theater of Pain arena. With a small drop rate of around 1%, it's not an easy task. Thankfully though, it's super easy to solo the bosses now, so farming for it has become more manageable, somewhat. Now the details can be a bit fuzzy. Some sources suggest that the mount only drops from your first kill of any boss each day, meaning you get 1 chance daily per character, while others claim you have a chance to obtain it from your first kill of each boss, meaning you have a total of 4 attempts per day for each of your tunes. It's a bit uncertain, but luckily you can farm it with many alts as well, and increasing your chances further. By the way, if you want to make your farming sessions more efficient, consider purchasing a scroll that instantly teleports you to the Maldraxxus arena. You can buy it from One-Eyed Jobby, but keep in mind that you can only hold 1 at a time, so after using it, make sure to go get a new one. Honestly, it's incredibly convenient, allowing you to teleport instantly from anywhere without having to trek through Oribos. While you're in Maldraxxus, why not try your luck at obtaining the Blisterback Bloodtusk mount? This impressive beast can drop from Warbringer Malkorak, a formidable rare located in the Spire of War. Keep in mind that Malkorak operates on a relatively long spawn timer ranging from 30 to even 90 minutes. The drop rate for this mount is slightly higher than the previous one, sitting at around 2 to 3%. Luckily, you can increase your attempts by bringing alts and defeating the rare multiple times each day. If you would like to know what kind of add-ons I'm using for mount hunting, you should probably have a look at this video, where I deep dive into some very useful add-ons that come especially handy when hunting rares. Moving on to another coveted mount of Maldraxxus, we have Gorespine. This mount has again 2 to 3% chance to drop from a rare named Nerissa Heartless. You will find Nerissa close to the House of Rituals with the usual rare spawn timer of 30 to 60 minutes. Just like previous rares, you can farm this mount daily with as many alts as you like, regardless of your Covenant affiliation. And that's another mount to keep in mind for your daily grind. Next, we are after the Callow Flayedwing, an also pretty mount that hatches from an egg. To get your hands on the Blight Touch deck, you'll need to farm some neutral mobs known as the Neonate Bonetooth. You will find plenty of them just west of the Theater of Pain arena. Honestly, they're a breeze to kill, you can practically one-shot them at this point. Now let's talk about the drop chance. Well, it's not exactly a walk in the park, sitting at a mere 0.2%, so your success largely depends on how kind RNG decides to be. The good news is these mobs respawn rapidly, so you can farm them non-stop. For me, it took around an hour and a big playlist to get through it all. Once you finally snag the egg, it will take 5 days to hatch. On the 5th day, you can finally crack it open and receive your not-so-lovely two-headed Flayedwing. At this point, I have to give a huge shout-out to my fiancé for generously letting me borrow his character to capture some footage. Though considering I have helped him get a few mounts, maybe he should be thanking me.
Especially after I picked out this fabulous outfit for his Blood Elf mage. Let's just say it sparked quite the fierce battle when he discovered it.
It was a good laugh, honestly. Shifting gears to some easy mounts to obtain from Ardenweald, let's start with what's probably the easiest one, the Shimmermist Runner. Honestly, it only needs 5 minutes tops. To get this beauty, you'll need to go through a maze and defeat a rare. But let's take it from the beginning. Firstly, head to this specific location and read the scroll you'll find. Then, follow the gates illuminated with a blue light. Avoid those with a red light or no light at all. If you do happen to pass through a wrong gate though, it will make a noise and you will have to start over. Keep in mind that some of the blue lanterns might be on the ground and not always up. You don't actually have to engage the mobs, you can just fly through the correct gates without aggroing them. Using a regular flying mount should probably be a lot easier, as dragon riding may not offer much advantage, since you need to stay close to the ground in order to determine the correct path. After navigating through these 7 correct doors, you will reach the Shimmermist Runner. Next to it, you'll find an NPC named Shizger. Defeat him and then click on the runner to collect the mount. Since I already own this mount, it won't show up here, but you should be able to get it by doing the same process, which is quite simple. Venturing deeper into the enchanting realm of Ardenweald, let's go over another remarkable mount, the Spinemaw Gladechewer. The process of obtaining this lovely bug is quite simple as well, so let's take a closer look and see how it's done. This mount is a guaranteed drop from Gormtamer Taizo, an NPC that spawns after you find and defeat Chobi. As a result, our main objective here is to make Chobi appear, and to do that you need to come to this location west of Root Home. Once you get here, start clearing the Deranged Guardians and all types of bristlecone mobs until it shows up. You have to pay close attention if the mobs shout for help, as this basically indicates that Chobi is about to spawn. Once it appears, defeat it and then Taizo will emerge. Take down Taizo as well, as he's the one that drops the mount, and voila, you got yourself this big bug. Fun fact, it makes a weird engine sound when you summon it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I guess we have to blame the spring gun for that one. Staying within the lush realms of Ardenweald, the Arboreal Gulper is another easily obtainable mount. This humongous frog drops from Humongous, and it's indeed a 100% drop, making the process quite straightforward. To summon Humongous, you'll need to plant the unusually large mushroom, an item that drops from any mob in Ardenweald. Once the mushroom finally drops, come here and plant it into the Dab Loam, until it rapidly grows and summons the rare. It's worth noting at this point that even if you are not the one who summons the rare, you can still kill it and get the mount. Having said that, the most efficient way is to farm the mobs around the spawn point, just in case someone else finds it first. If you are already going to farm the mobs to spawn Chobi, the previous mount we discussed, it's very likely that you will come across the mushroom from those mobs, which is what happened in my case. Keep in mind that the mushroom will only stay in your bags for 20 minutes before disappearing. So as soon as you find it, plant it, kill the mob, and boom, you are done. This sweet big ol' froggy will be yours. Actually, before killing him, you might consider sharing a waypoint in the chat, in case someone else happens to be in the zone. You know, karma in the world of mounts is a real thing, they say. Alright, moving on to the next lovely unicorn mount, the swift Gloomhoof. Acquiring this majestic beast only requires solving a small puzzle to obtain the Dream Catcher. This item takes you into a different phase where you can find and defeat Nightmare, your ticket to this beauty. So let's break down the steps. First things first, head to this location where you can see a card. Pick up the cracked soul web lying on the ground, which grants you the first version of the summoning item, the broken soul web. Then go to Glitterfall Basin and make sure to take 10 lightless silk with you. When you get here, look for Elder Gwenna, and if she's not present, then you have to complete 2 side quest lines: the Trouble at the Gormling Corral and the Tricky Spring Guns. Once Elder Gwenna is visible, dismount and speak to her to fix your soul web, granting you the second item, the Repair Soul Web. Next, make your way to Ysera in the heart of the forest. If you are not with a Night Fae, you can still talk to one of the guards outside to call her out. Make sure to get off your mount first again and then speak to Ysera. She will then transform your soul web into the Dream Catcher, the required item for summoning the rare. Don't use it just yet, instead fly to Arboreal Hollow and take the exit to the north. Upon zoning into the Dream Shrine Basin, then use your Dream Catcher to face into the Shadow's Dream, lasting only for 5 minutes. During this time window, you can locate Nightmare, indicated as a star on your minimap. With your character now at level 17, defeating it should be a breeze, although it was quite challenging back in the day. Now let's ascend to the home of Kyrian's, Bastion. Here, the Ascended Council has a 5% chance to drop the Ascended Skymane mount. Yes, I know, another unicorn mount, because why not? With 5%, I will say it's not bad odds for a mount drop, so let's get down to business. To summon the council, you need to ring 5 bells, scattered all throughout the zone, but within a 5-minute window. Ringing all the Vespers in this short time activates a 1-minute rare event where it summons all the champions. Thanks to worldwide dragon riding, it's now super easy to ring all the bells by yourself and still make it in time to defeat the council. Even though the champions don't seem to despawn after being summoned, beware that someone else might get to them first, so you have to be very fast. Once you take them down, they will spawn a chest which might contain the mount. Bear in mind that all champions act as one rare, so managing to tag at least one of them should make you eligible to loot the final chest. You can easily meet the 5-minute window with dragon riding, so don't stress about it. But in any case, here's also the easiest route for completing this. Overall, it's not difficult as a farm, but you'll need to fly around for a few minutes to activate the rare. While there is a daily lockout, you can attempt it with as many alts as you like for even more chances. But keep in mind that after defeating the council, you need to wait a couple of hours before you can try again. One good way to determine if the rare can be summoned again is to park your alts at the Courage Bell and log in every few hours to check if you can interact with it. And for the final mount, we journey to the beloved realm of Revendreth. Specifically, we're after a cute little devourer known as the Endmire Flyer Tether. This lovely mount drops from Femu the Infinite. You can find this rare in this location with a respawn timer of around 30 minutes. Also, keep in mind that Femu doesn't spawn instantly. Instead, you will first see a Venthyr NPC Silkarhilda appear. You will need to speak with her to trigger the spawn of mobs, and after dealing with a few waves of them, Femu will finally appear. The drop chance is fairly low, less than 1%, so one could say this farming of Femu feels quite infinite, given how many times you need to defeat him in order to get this mount. In any case, you can farm this daily, with as many alts as you like, and well, basically show him no mercy until it drops. And there you have it, everyone! We've explored some of the easiest mounts to obtain from the mysterious realms of the Shadowlands. And remember, while the journey to collect these mounts may vary in difficulty, like some of them involve RNG and some others maybe only time, well, with a bit of persistence they can all find a place in your collection. So saddle up and happy hunting! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe and ring the bell for more content like this. As always, thank you so much for watching my content, good luck with whatever you are doing, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!